Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So I might look a little different. I decided to cut my hair, change my voice so it's a little bit higher than you're used to, because I usually talk like this because I'm Janet Mbogwa. Yeah, I look very different from what you're used to. Oh hey, oh there's the real owner of the camera. Good morning. It's too early. It's 5:30 a.m. Happy International Women's Day, because that's when I'm filming this, and I'm in the kitchen about to grab some breakfast, hop into a cab, go to Nation Center for an interview on Living with Us, and then head over to Movenpick for a Google Women's Day event hosted by Adele Onyango, with speeches by Mudhoni, the drama queen, and a few other key women. And then I head over to an area in Westlands for an event with Amnesty International, where I'll be giving a short speech. And then I think after that I should pretty much be done. It's going to be a pretty packed day. I thought I'd bring you along with me. There's no way I'm going to show you my eyes at this time. I'm actually heading over to Nation Center very early to have my makeup done before I appear on set. This is my outfit. Honestly, guys, I would have loved to put something a little new and fresh. I've worn this dress like a zillion times. I've worn this neck piece maybe twice, and for today I'm combining the two. I have not been styled by anyone, just that I didn't make arrangements for an outfit for Women's Day, and I just want to be colorful and comfortable. So this is my combo. Don't judge. I really like it though. So let me have some breakfast and then head on out. There's Sharon, guys. Oh, it's been recording this whole time? No, not the whole time. She looks stunning. What? And the team, Charleston. Hey. I don't want to get too close because I'm like, the grand reveal will be on air. But yeah, I finally made it to Nation Center. I'm very excited to be on Living With Us. Haven't been on Living With Us before. Yay! And on Women's Day, no less. So. Yeah, and it's a live show. And it's a... So there's like a lot of firsts. I know. Oh yes, there's a lot of firsts, but it's going to be fun. So I'll get into makeup and then we'll be live.
Welcome back, everybody. We're coming at you live. Our very first live show, by the way, and we're at Bata Hilton.
But in this fight for gender equality and rights, you will be persecuted, but that shouldn't stop you from speaking your truth. And I think that's something people need to be aware of.
And that's why you hear women saying, oh, I have to wear a wedding band, a fake one, to get into meetings because I'll earn more respect if I say I'm married. Or that's why you say, people say, oh, I'm a divorcee and you're a woman. What did you do to lead to this, you know?
Right.
So the flack that we get is so much more. So not only are you trying to navigate that ladder, the proverbial career ladder, but you're also now trying to see who's undercutting you, who's elbowing you as you go along. And many times they attack you based on morality, based on you're just a woman.
But it's crazy. At the end of the day, we are women. We are natural beings. So the workplaces should expect that you're a woman. They should expect, and they should have the facilities to support women giving birth and having children, because it's a family thing. It's a natural thing.
Yeah. But we've got to end the show. And thank you so much, not just for coming on the show, but for being powerful and bold and unapologetic women who aren't afraid of who they are and harnessing their power. It's so clear that that's who you are. And I think when I ask that question, how are you paying it forward? I think by being you, that's how you're paying it forward. And that's how you're helping others feel like they can tap into that version of themselves. So thank you.
Thank you for being so incredible yourself. Thank you. Thank you, Sharon.
Of course, the media host here is going to be like, I'm going to put it back to you, Sharon.
So just got off Living With Us, her first live show. She was so good.
I was so nervous.
I know, it's nerve-wracking, but you did such a good job.
And I think Janet, like, earlier I told Janet, like, Janet, if I do this, just know you need to take over because I can't breathe.
Yeah, she'll be
so
like,
that's
watch
me.
my eyes. That's me telling you, say something.
Yeah, say something. Like, take over because I can't do it. But like, you guys were amazing and it worked out. Because one, they're obviously so passionate about having conversations about building women, empowering women, protecting women when it needs to be.
No, and you also driving that conversation makes all the difference, you know, so you're also playing your part. So it was such a fantastic morning with just incredibly inspiring women. In Bata, I'm about to pick a pair.
Yes!
Sharon's shoes were very cool. Wait. Oh, yeah. So I love these, but I'm living for these.
Same here. Oh, I'm not wearing them. But like,
I'm living for this. I'm just wondering if I should get this color. Sharon is like, get it, because I was like, I've seen a black pair. I want black. So I'm thinking this one, because I'm obsessed with black. So this one or this one or this one or this one, not the white. So I honestly, guys, don't hate, but I think I'm going to go for this. Then maybe I'll come back and buy that one. But yeah, so done with living with us. Now I want to head up to Move and Pick, where there's a Google event as well, Raise the Light for Women's Day. So I want to head out now with Mumbai and then make it to Move and Pick before going for the Amnesty International event. This is like a mini Capitol reunion with these lovely ladies on Women's Day. Happy Women's Day.
Happy Women's Day.
So I met these incredible subbies, but my settings are so off. Name, and do a shout out. Oh my god, these settings are so off, guys. But anyway, Annette. Okay, thank you, ladies. So now that my settings are fixed, I'm with the lovely Adela Onyango, who is the MC for this event. Are you excited?
I am.
Yeah.
Because it's like hanging out with like sisters and fam.
Yeah.
But there's some men.
There's some men, which is still okay. So I'm going to let her do her thing.
Yes.
And yeah, I guess then after this I'll move on to the next event that I have for later today.
Are you turned on by my success? Are your knees weak from desire? Or are you just buckling under the pressure of knowing the heat I bring, the fire I bring? Boy, are you so afraid that all it took was just 2 letters out of 26 for me to walk away and dismiss you, and now you diss me just because I said N-O?
She was giving the example of her growth growing up in this organization, and one of her bosses called her to have a courageous conversation about her performance, and his issue was that whenever she was talking to seniors, she talked sideways. Like, what's wrong with you? Why are you disrespecting us and looking sideways? And she was like, but my friend, in my culture, because she grew up in a village, she's a village girl, she's grown up and done very well. In my culture, women do not look at senior men in the eye. Okay, I told you my mom is from where? Ask me to look at them like this. But in your cultural context, you don't what? You don't look at women, you don't look at men in the eye. But this is now starting to affect her professionally.
I just left Move and Pick Hotel and I'm on my way to Deep Sea Slum in High Ridge, where I'll be speaking very briefly on the sheer devastation and injustice, a very, very bumpy road, injustice behind evictions, families that are evicted. Amnesty International focuses on human rights and upholding human rights, and I'm honored that they asked me to say something, even though sometimes you just feel like there's so much bubbling under just in terms of the injustices in the country. And I guess the best you can do is not only lend your voice, but also try and follow through on what exactly is being done to improve the situation. So I'm headed over there now. I hope I'm not running late. I won't stay too long because then I will be picking Uru from school. It's been a very, very, very powerful day. Powerful conversations, powerful messages, thought-provoking, really just trying to, it's just made me realize how much more needs to be done, but how much progress is being made. It's And I think I need to internalize a lot of what I've heard and spoken about today. So I guess the next time you see me, I'll be speaking a little bit at High Ridge and then I'll head out. So I made it to Deep Sea Slum and I'm here with the lovely Naomi. You can maybe introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
My name is Naomi Barasa. I'm campaigns manager at Amnesty International Kenya. I'm basically responsible for identifying, designing and coordinating campaigns, human rights campaigns, mainly adequate housing rights. And today particularly we are here to celebrate the resilience and contribution of women in realization of the right to adequate housing.
Tell me a little bit about I know we're here, there's also the conversation around injustice, around eviction. Educate us a little bit about how we've ended up here and what Amnesty is doing to support the community here.
Yeah, so Deep Sea community is a slum community located in High Ridge Parklands, and this is a community that has existed since 1963, and this community has lived here and worked here. As you can see, this is the economic hub, and a lot of them, their livelihoods depend on this. In 2012, Kenya Urban Roads Authority earmarked this part of the road for a road construction. It's a missing link, 15A, and the community is having to leave to vacate to pave way for the road. The community is in agreement. They basically support the road construction, but what they've been asking the government is that because they do not have anywhere else they call home, this has been their home for the last so many decades, that the government provides alternative resettlement land for them so that they can move with their families and live in harmony.
And that's very fair. And it's unfortunate that there's so many communities, not just in Deep Sea Slum, that go through this. What is Amnesty doing and what can Kenyans do?
It's unfortunate because Kenya as a state has ratified and made international commitments in international treaties that they will not evict their people forcibly, and in the event there will be the need for evictions, the evictions will be carried out in a very, very dignified manner, in a manner that will uphold the human rights of people in those communities. Unfortunately, the opposite is true. And like this community, they have experienced a series of forced evictions. They've been so resilient. They have said, we will fight on and on. We are not going to relent because we know it's our right to get alternative resettlement land. Adequate housing rights is a human right. And this community particularly is interesting because the activism that is being undertaken for the last 7 years in this community is led by women.
Yes.
And elderly women. Very interesting.
So
I mean, they are not necessarily very educated. Yes, they are here. They're not necessarily highly educated. They are not wealthy. They close their shops to go for activism. They write to the ministers. They write to the president. They say, Mr. President, we elected you. Remember, we deserve your attention.
We did. You know, one of the reasons I came here is because I can't imagine as a mother. And you know, when the evictions happen, we bear the biggest brunt.
Oh, yes.
What will we do
yes.
with the children?
Oh, yes.
How will we expect them to be fed, to keep warm?
Yes.
And so, yes, there is such an injustice in dignified evictions.
Exactly.
And you're right. If we don't speak out, it could be another community next. So thank you.
One other thing we didn't talk about, Janet, is the fact that when these evictions happen, they put women and their children to more vulnerability of sexual violence.
Yes.
This is one other thing that today, as an International Women's Day, where we are all celebrating globally, we should remember that, majority of the women in these slums might not have the advantage, the luxury of celebrating this. They're just wondering, will I and my daughters be safe?
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for that powerful also. Thank you, Naomi. Thank you for the work that Amnesty International is doing. And we definitely want to come back here and capture more stories and seek out Kenyans.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Nikiona wamama kama Naomi, Mama Mercy, and a lot of the other women here, it really gives me strength, but the struggles frustrate me. The inadequate housing and the forced evictions in 2019 CLARE, I don't understand why we're still struggling with this injustice, but the role of women is what we've seen here today. is to never stop fighting, because our families are the ones that are affected. Sindio, tukihamishwa tunaenda na watoto, we don't know what to do with them, where they become vulnerable. And I just want, I sijui kama media imewasaidia. I don't want to assume I'm media, it's helped. Maybe it's for the women and the men here to advise how you can engage the media to show your message to Kenyans. So please continue the fight. Please know people are with you. And please continue to engage us so that we can take your message to more people, so that Kenyans can come together to hear what you're doing. I want to thank Amnesty International for engaging, and I want to thank each and every one of you for your strength, for your fight, and for everything you're doing in Kenya. Asanteni sana, and I hope you have a very good Women's Day today. Asanteni, God bless you. Also thought I'd swing by to say I didn't properly end the vlog yesterday. I know I'm in a different outfit, this black jumpsuit that I've worn a million times, but it's very comfortable. I'm about to head out for Dadasphere. I love this red lippy. Lancome, courtesy of Couture Africa, sent me a fantastic gift box. So thank you to Olive Gashara and the team. I feel like this is a very classic red, so I really like it. Children screaming downstairs, bear with me. But I wanted to end the vlog. I have some notes here. For one, just a recap of the day. Living with S, the show was so refreshing because it was a safe space, and it is a safe space to discuss, to have important conversations, and are surrounded by such incredible women, thinkers with very realistic suggestions. Then I went for a Google event. Adela Onyango was the MC. Women Will was the theme. And there was a speaker there who was so powerful, the guest speaker. And she talked about the need for boys to be raised to be men who are not intimidated by powerful women. And that was a great take home. So that was fantastic. But Deep Sea Slum, the third event I went for courtesy of Amnesty International, was for me the one that really got me shook. You know, there's video footage of me dancing and singing with these women, and you know, they have to keep it moving. But there was one lady, Mama Mercy, and before I get into it, the whole idea was to speak to women who are fighting for their families, to fight wrongful eviction, forceful eviction. You know, there's roadworks being done, but you're evicted in the middle of the night, as opposed to, hey, why don't you have a conversation with us about making a plan? And also, why don't you create alternative housing? And one of them, Mama Mercy, was telling me that, you know, it was about 8 years ago in the middle of the night, she heard the commotion, and there was a bulldozer, and there was evictions, and she had a 5-day-old baby. And I remember just holding her arm as she continued speaking, and I just thought to myself, and she said, yeah, I had to cover him, you know, in the night to keep him warm. I had to wrap him with paper bags. Luckily, he was breastfeeding, and I lived like that for 6 days. And in the end, I was able to be rescued, and he's now a big boy. But man, you listen to stories like that, and yes, I know we've heard them in the news, and yes, I know it happens a lot, but I think the biggest heartbreak is that it's still happening, and yet there's a justified way to go about it without creating these injustices, which are just so hurtful and terrible. So for me, that was one of the more powerful, for me, that was one of the more somber moments of the day. But they're positive. Like I said, they keep it moving. Their mothers, their wives, you know, their husbands are also trying to fight for the same thing. So thank you to Amnesty International for putting up a fight with them. And finally, I'm going to leave you with some spoken word, powerful spoken word by this great artist based in Deep Sea. Listen to the message and take it in. Thank you so much for watching. Keep subscribing, and I'll see you guys back here next time. And keep speaking, speak out, because the more we speak and the more we rally allies, the more that can be done when it comes to women and girls accessing equality and equal rights. Bye.
So mimi nataka welcome kwa imta. So welcome. Kama utembee kwetu ghetto, kama utembee kwa imta ya masta awekam. Kama utembee kwetu ghetto, kama utembee kwa imta ya masta. I was born and raised up in ghetto. I spent my childhood years in abject poverty. Bullet for breakfast, lunch unpredictable, maybe supper, take water. What a life. My mama used to hustle every day for my better tomorrow. And she used to say, son, Sun smile today, cause tomorrow might be holding sorrows. Tukolabo leo, cause kesho kuna mtu anaweza baki solo, so hata ukuwe na shida nyingi aje usiwaibe solo. Jiamini kabla watu wakuamini, and so at the tender age of 2 years, I could tell the difference between a real bullet and a rubber bullet, and mark you, none of my family is in the army. Situation has recruited us by force, we know no authority. Shoot to kill is the hit song in the ghetto, so mgeni come to sing along. Welcome. Come utembee kwetu ghetto, come utembee kwa imta ya masta awe come utembee kwetu ghetto, come utembee kwa imta ya masta. Ukiwa youth na uko ghetto, wanakuita criminal, wanasema kill them all. We are subjected into degrees of intimidations and violence. We are not independent in our own country, we are like refugees. Jesus got the wapi since every corner ina smell death, kila mtaro ina flow blood, ghetto iko painted na kuni hadi naogopa since naishi maisha saa hii. Anytime unaweza sikia why and them is no more amemuwai. But come utembee kwetu ghetto, come utembee kwa imta ya masta awe come utembee kwetu ghetto, come utembee kwa imta ya masta. Imta pia inaishi Kenyan citizens. Uliza Mtuva atakwambia mambo huku ni mseto. Karibu ghetto na kupromise ukikam utatamani kuseto. Pole ka ushaika muku akakuhanda boss. Ni vile Rose Mwando issue huku, so kungekuona mtu wa kukubembeleza. Kuna wenye wanangoja tuombe ndio watupe. Na wakitupea watupei kwa mkono, labda watupe. So in case nimesahau kukuomba, jua God sijaisahau kumuomba. Sieste tu anabonda ngamali. Yoto sisi ubonda sura na bado mbebi anakuambia you handsome. Napenda hiyo sura. So sura za wageto zikiogopesha kiudani trejo. Jioni heart zetu ni safi kaza angels, and when you look down on us there'll be nothing to smile about. Come utembee kwetu ghetto, come utembee kwa imta ya masta awe come utembee kwetu ghetto, come utembee kwa imta ya masta. Karibu kwa imta yenye watu hawaishi ghetto ndo wanajua mengi kuhusu ghetto hadi kuliko sisi wenyeji. Hati macho ya ghetto ikikuwa red, haiwezi kuwa alikuwa anavuta mkokoteni vumbi kaingia, wanasema ngali vuta bangi sana ni atamsaidia. Hati ghetto akikuwa na pesa wanasema kuna mtu wa M-Pesa ametesa, ati amebeba pesa akamwachia tu mayo. Karibu kwa mtaa yenye inaaminikania wezi na kusucceed hatuwezi. Mtaa yenye hewa sisi ubreathe yote ni insult. Na ukirudi nataka uambie hivi. Waambie apart from sisi kuwa wakora pia tuko na the best footballers wenye wamekaa tu base wakichomoa na sola. Tuko na the best singers who can sing songs that can swing in your mind to remind you of the positive things that we are capable of doing. Better than most DJs who can scratch your negative attitude and spin you back to your normal humor. Waambie tuko na the best rappers kizaini wa kirap kanye western na sound kama Kenya ni from western. We are diamonds in the dust. Tumechafuka after some people kutuchafua, and we just need someone kutupanguza cause we are ready to shine to this world. Come utembee kwetu ghetto, come utembee kwa imta ya masta weka. Come utembee kwetu ghetto, come utembee kwa imta ya masta. Asanteni sana.